Good morning, March 30th, 2023. Straight up on what is this day? Yes, indeed. Gonna get, let's see, we're Windows Daily number 186. My screen hasn't come live yet, so am I really here or not?
Screen
I don't know.
hasn't come live yet, so am I really here or not? Screen hasn't come live yet, so am I really?
Shut up over there, baby beast. Turn the picture on, will you? Picture in picture. There we go. Oh, what do I got here to do? Pop out chat. How about that? Pop out chat, maximize, zoom in a bit. Ken Stout says, darn it, now I am Greg Guy and second. The joke about Greg Guy is that he didn't make it as first place. That's an inside joke. If you're not watching the Ken Stout live show, then you don't know what's up with that. You're missing out. I replied, someone made a comment yesterday, but I don't see that anymore. I didn't see a comment at all before Ken Stout Live. Josh Kinder says, hi, everyone. Hello to you, Josh. And Ken says, yes, he saw William Dawson at 12:22 p.m. I did notice that yesterday, but it's not available on any of my screens anymore. Hellos back and forth. Let's see, David Da Vinci. Josh was first in David Da Vinci, yada, yada. Now looking, can't see anyone. Ken restarted his computer or his YouTube or his browser. I don't know what he restarted. Some chit-chat back and forth between me and Ken. Nick Poverman, here we go. I can't believe it's not butter. Recently tried to improve their recipe. Taste test showed it to be only marginally better. Ken Stout, yes, did that already in both studio monitoring tab. He's referring to switching to live chat mode. I once tried to tie 2 ropes together, but found it was all for naught. All right, here's quiz for Ken, or quiz for all. Type into chat the correct spelling that is meant by the word not here. So when you're saying it was all for naught, meaning it was useless, pointless. The word not, it occurred to me when I read this, how many homonyms could you come up with for that? Meaning different spellings, different meanings. What is the right one for the word that was intended there? That's a little bit, I suspect, challenging for some people to come up with. And of course, Wintermute came right up with it. N-A-U-G-H-T. Then someone asked me why I was jumping before taking a sip of my juice. I told them the carton said to shake well before drinking. I wonder which Doug will show up today. It's Purple Shirt Doug, and I have a story. That's on my list of topics for today, actually. Ran Israel, hi all. And the show is scripted, as we discovered yesterday. It skipped around on me. I know when I scroll up and down, it's really jumpy for you guys. There, morning all, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. You only get the jumpiness, I think, when I actually scroll. People saying hello back and forth. So Selden Ball, Rand Israel, Mike Wojcik, Brian Lightfoot. Buffering to start the show. Started at pop out chat. Oh, did it? Let's see. I'm showing 0 dropped frames. When you see the buffering on your side, try the refresh of your browser. See if that fixes it, because I've seen that happen a lot, particularly at the beginning of a live show. That a refresh of the browser will help you. Bobby Warren. Good afternoon, everyone, from Mr. Warren's classroom. Oh, is this being shown live in Mr. Warren's classroom? Echo, echo, echo. That was from the start of the show. Good morning. Hello, class. Bobby Warren's class. Chris Garrett says hello to me and everyone. Selden Ball, I hear nothing. Refresh didn't help. I'll try again. I did get audio confirmation because of all the echoing. Nothing or not. Yeah, Ken didn't get that spelling right in either case. Restart of Firefox, fix silence. There's the correct spelling of the meaning of the word not. It was all for not. And if you ask your smart speaker, what does, let's see, Noah, homonym. Yeah, it was homonym. I was surprised at the various different meanings of homonym. I was pretty sure that was the right one to say when there's 2 words with different meanings, whether or not they're spelled the same, they can be called homonyms. So homonyms could be spelled the same, but different meanings. But they sound alike. That's like harmony, that portion of that root word, homo, that is sound. Let's see. Hellos, he's on the ball. I'm standing. I'm not on the ball today. Speedy C, hello. Thanks, Ken. Stout, AT&T working down the road again. That has to do with the telephone poles, the wiring poles that were knocked down by a bucket truck. I think it was a bucket truck that drove down his street and pulled down a bunch of lines. Is that weather? Is that weather or not or what? Yeah, all three of those could be, I think, have homonyms. Not one, noun one, dot a, fastening made by tying a piece of rope or something similar. Yeah, that would be the K-N-O-T. You forgot the word not, N-O-U-G-H-T. So N-A-U-G-H-T, N-O-U-G-H-T. It is a legitimate word. Yes. I'm pretty sure not means nothing. That it was all for nothing. And that one, how am I going to define that? I don't know. I'm going to have to leave that for now. And then we still have, if I click on any chat message, and that silly goose menu comes up. Okay, so let's get on to topics. Shirt color. I told you purple was on my list. This is the first time that I've seen this webcam accurately show the color of the shirt. Usually it shows up as blue, a kind of a blue. And I've told you that before. And I didn't do any camera adjustments. Now, if I hold my arm right up to the screen here, I see the shirt actually has just a little bit more red than what the webcam is showing. Now, is that true as far as me looking at the actual broadcast coming over YouTube? It looks a little darker on YouTube than what I see in XSplit. Ken Stout, thanks for the spelling lesson today. As you sometimes know, I spell things wrong. Yeah, Ken Stout on the Daily Da Vinci show, he had this sign that he was pasting onto a billboard. It had two words on it. Both of those words misspelled. Hilarious. He was doing that intentionally. He was doing that just to see if we were paying attention, just to see if we were catching it. Don't think for a moment that he didn't know how to spell those two words. Just checking the length of my nose here. Next, is that all I need to say about the shirt color? Yeah, I think so. The next thing came from the Fortnite channel this morning. This was an interesting thing. Let's get back to where I have this set up here. Here, I'm going to bring up my Fortnite channel. I had some glitches in getting the Fortnite stream started this morning. I'm going to make it big. It's paused here at a moment because I can show you here that when I came to the computer this morning, after I had run my, macro to my Power Automate flow, which automatically sets up my computer for Fortnite stream. Well, when I came back to the computer, everything looked okay, except that I didn't switch to Fortnite and didn't realize it wasn't even open. So I actually started my stream before launching Fortnite. Where we're paused right here, it shows that Fortnite is trying to launch and it's updating 11%. Now I'm going to mute the audio there and I'll narrate what happens because I think this is interesting for tech subject matter. So here's starting to play. We won't hear any audio from it. I click on this downloads right here because it's going to give me a graphic. And it shows updating 12%. Now you have my mouse in the blue area right now. The other mouse that you see moving around is recorded. It shows downloading 1.7 gigabytes right now. It was higher than that, of 5.95 gigabytes. And it shows the speed per second, 25. And as this graph goes higher, these numbers climb higher. So back here, I don't know, is up above 30, I'm pretty sure, megabytes per second. Then down here, it's interesting, the reading and writing that it's doing while this download is occurring. It's reading at 150, 160, 170, 80, 200 megabytes per second when it's only downloading at 24 megabytes per second. What on earth? There, 325, 339 megabytes per second. How is it reading that much, way more than it's actually downloading? Why is it reading while this download is occurring? Now it tops out. That's as much of the read speed as my computer is able to produce at the moment. Now my drive speed is faster than that, but my computer is doing a lot of other stuff. This is happening while the live stream is running, and it's getting topped out at those numbers. Now it's also writing at the same time 482 megabytes per second, way higher than the download speed. What is going on here? Well, my explanation what's going on is it's downloading a compressed file, writes it to the drive, then it has to read it back and expand it, and then write that to the drive. So there's a lot of reading and writing going on while this download is occurring, because this is not just downloading a file that I would later click on to launch it. This is actually performing an update to Fortnite. So it's downloading, writing that download in a compressed form, reading it back. Whoops. Why did I get that? I don't know why that switched over to that screen. What am I showing there? Okay, so we're going forward again. What is that? Yeah, I was showing a post-it note to the Fortnite stream. So here we get back to this. So I just thought it was interesting and informative. You can go look at Task Manager to see downloads activity and writing and reading activity to see this kind of thing happening. And then also another thing to point out is these graphs go up and down, and the scale changes. This scale on the read is going to change here a little bit. I'm going to try, let's see, I'm going to do Shift key period to speed it up so I see if I can get to this, because this is also interesting. If we get to it now, this download has slowed down so much. Why has it slowed down so much? Oh yeah, here's an interesting thing. Look, the download got to 0 there, but it's only at 42% around that area. Why did the download speed go to 0? Well, the reason is because the read and write were capped out. They were tapped out. The computer was as busy as it could be focusing on this reading and writing, and it could not keep up with the download. So I think it's slowed down or even stopped in this area, stopped the download because it was busy. It says, I need some time to breathe. Stop that download, monkeys in the background. I need to be able to catch up here. And then we go forward again and see how this graph, see how these things are rising. That's because the scale of that graphic is changing in real time, because it's trying to, oh, I know, better description. See this big high part right here? When this high part goes away and all we have to show is these lower parts, then the scale is changing. So it can show us the differences between those high levels and the low levels at a more significant graphic. But it is still running slower of the download speed, even though it's high on the screen. I just found this interesting and fascinating. And let's see, glancing over at chat, you're not yelling at me about anything going wrong. So, and then this operations graph down here, it's doing some strange things too. And let's see, if I scroll back, I don't think we're going to be able to show that very much, but there's activity in here showing what it is busy with the number of operations going on in the background. All right, that's enough of that. Escape to bring that down, come back to chat, take a look a little bit what's going on. Spelling lesson, let's see, this screen is not up to date. If I click this arrow here, 911, 912, that looks current based upon looking over at my other monitoring screen. Color comparisons assume that all displays are fully calibrated. Yeah, but these webcams, they're just, I've tried monkeying around with them a little bit to make adjustments, not real great. And then, yeah, the display, the monitor themselves also can change what your color looks like. AT&T laid lines for fiber for another whole company in another county, but they want to see the light and see that their own customers want it. Okay, not quite sure I fully grasp that, but moving on. Hellos back and forth. Did you notice that Doug is using a script from Brian to Ken? See if you can comment on DaVinci. Looks like I'm caught up. So you didn't have any comments to make about all that graphics stuff. And Dennis saying, I'm still not sure why you had to update this morning. My installations are up to date today. Yeah, I don't know either. What's up with that? Then where am I going to go next? Oh, I guess I got to go look at my script since I don't know what to say next. Stream Deck. Hey, Doug, did you fix your Stream Deck problem yesterday? Why, yes, viewer. Thanks for asking. I did. Well, Doug, how did you fix it? Because inquiring minds want to know. Well, I'll tell you, viewers, since nobody else bothered to ask. I guess I should prove this by letting you see the Stream Deck is back to normals. So you can see that there's lettering under each of those buttons. So that's all well and fixed. So what was the Doug technique for fixing that? Before I tell you what I did, let's go look at what Stream Deck had to say about it, because they did have something to say about it. Here's the Stream Deck website when I went looking for articles. And if I go down to Elgato Stream Deck software, here's this item in here. And this is a frequently asked questions area, I think is how I got here. Elgato Stream Deck, keys are blank and do not show anything. When I click on that, what does it tell me? Well, first of all, there's no date in here. Is there? Well, that's a December 19th, but let's see what it says. Keys are blank and do not show anything. We are aware that some Stream Deck device keys are not displaying anything, despite the Stream Deck software being operational with actions configured. That's what I demonstrated yesterday. Even though the buttons didn't show the names, when I pressed the buttons, it would then show the name. And even on the Stream Deck configuration app, it was showing the same thing. The words were there, but they weren't. Our team has found the root cause being Citrix Workspace app. Please uninstall the Citrix Workspace app, or if you need it, downgrade to Citrix Workspace app 2212 from December 19th, 2022. Now that proves to us that this document was created after December 19th, 2022, because it couldn't make reference to that as being a prior version. So this must be a fairly recent posting from them, but I did not see any dates of that posting. But if they're saying the Citrix Workspace December 19th, 22 is the prior version, then this must have been long enough after that date that they could make reference to that older version. So what I do is I go into appwiz.cpl, Windows key R, and then appwiz.cpl, go right in here, and I figure, okay, Citrix. And I come in here and find I don't have any Citrix. Well, Elgato Stream Deck, you are wrong. Was this article helpful? No. But the other thing about this is my Stream Deck used to work, now it doesn't. They're blaming it on somebody else. Well, if you're saying some other product is causing you that problem, then it's your product, Stream Deck, that is the culprit, particularly in my case, because the Stream Deck is not compatible with something else that is on my computer, most likely. And maybe there's something else I could uninstall. Does that sound like a solution that Doug's going to do, is go uninstall everything else one at a time and see if it fixes it? No. The easy peasy thing to do is do a Macrium Reflect image restore from 2 days ago. Now, first, I did an incremental backup as it was at that moment in time, and then did a restore back to 2 days ago. And I thought through what's going to be missing as far as data. If I just run with that, the only thing that would be missing is the extra local backup that XSplit and OBS does as I'm live streaming. I don't really care about that. I could go into that incremental backup and drag those files out individually if I really wanted them. So I restored to 2 days prior. It's working perfectly. When I restarted the computer, it prompted me for a Stream Deck update. What I had been doing is clicking on the button that says remind me later. There was another button that says skip this version. So that would mean a permanent skip of this version. Now, it's quite possible if I would have gone ahead and done an update at that point, that update might have had a fix, but I don't think so, because before I did the image restore, I went into the Stream Deck app to check and see if there is an update, and there wasn't. It said I was on the most current version. So they didn't even have a patch update for that one that was broken. So I cannot tell you how much I believe in the usefulness of having scheduled image backups. I have the paid version, so it does a full backup the beginning of the month, and on Monday of each week it does a differential backup, and then each of the days after that it does an incremental backup. If you don't have the paid version, Macro Reflect, what you get with the free version is you can do a periodic full backup, and then you can do differential backups after that. You don't get to do incremental backups, which makes a difference as how much space fills up. So I think that's the entirety of my Stream Deck story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see, where was I at? I think I was around here. See, I can't triple click on things anymore unless I'm willing to put up with that pop-up menu, and then I can't read these messages down here. That's the update. Poor Doug grabs light for Stream Deck. Grabs light. No, that was a webcam, not a light. Ken, you really thought that was a light? You thought that was a light, huh? Okay. I don't know. Maybe someday when Ken becomes a live streamer and deals with cameras, oh, wait a minute. He already is a streamer. I don't know. This is just Ken and me poking fun at each other. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Ran Israel. For a second, I thought it was a hammer. Seldom ball. My guess is that Fortnite try to limit the load on them by spreading out system updates so not everyone gets them at the same time. Well, we know that not to be the case, because we know that they do, for a long time history, they've done updates on Tuesday mornings, and everybody gets them at the same time. In fact, when they changed from one season to another, they shut everything down. You can't even play the game because they synchronize updates. Everybody gets the updates at the same time. That is very well established pattern from them. Now, another suspicion I have is that some computers might get other updates based upon their equipment and their configuration. Computers that are getting, I don't know, my computer I think I have higher performance things. I have more visuals available than Dennis has on his computer, I think. And I'm wondering if that might trigger an update for some computers. So it's not actually an in-game feature update. I don't know. Although there was one aspect today that seemed to be fixed. That was not working yesterday. But I think Dennis has that piece fixed on his as well already. And Dennis, that is where the loading screen was taking you straight onto the bus and skipping Spawn Island. My first game today, that happened. I went from the loading screen straight onto the bus and skipped Spawn Island, but my other games after that, I did not skip Spawn Island. Now, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about there, don't worry about it. It's not important. And then Chris Garrett, they will not realize their Ken, do you have a show? They will not realize their customers want it. Instead, they go and lay fiber for another company, and the company rents the lines from AT&T, so you know AT&T has money. Dennis saying El Gato is Spanish for the cat. El Gato is the manufacturer of the Stream Deck. El Gato is the brand of your Stream Deck, yes. And you just revealed why you need a Fortnite update. You did a restore to the previous version. You're right. I restored to 2 days earlier. That's why I needed a fortnight update. Bingo, bada boom. So the Gatto is out of the bag. The cat is out of the bag. Yeah, revealing why I need the fortnight update. The Gatto is out of the bag, which means the cat. Well, not the Gatto, because to say the Gatto, doesn't that mean the cat, since Gatto means the cat? So you should be saying, so Gatto is out of the bag, because Gatto means the cat. I'm not going to get all of my stuff on my list, my script. I'm not going to finish my script. Ken says he has a show. And then I'll go over and configure his show. If I would have had the foresight to think this through, I would have gone and checked for this before starting my stream this morning so that I didn't have to waste the time showing you all of this stuff again, over again and again. But I wasn't following the script at that point in time because I hadn't started the show, so I wasn't looking at the script yet. First glance, it looked like a light. Whoops. Ken, is that eyeglasses rack on the side? Yes, it is. Recent purchase. Tie a knot in it so it works okay. LOL. Tie a knot. Let's see. John Williams saying tie a knot in it so it works okay. Oh, we're back on the word knot. I suppose. I was wondering that also 4 sets. I was seeing 4 sets of them. Yeah, I'll buy them in sets of 5. So there's actually 5 slots on the rack, only 4 of them on the rack right now. I just noticed the same thing. Ask me another day. I'll tell you why I got that rack. Yes, I have a show. It surprisingly increased the efficiency of my day by getting that rack. How strange of a comment is that? Yes, I have a show. El Gatto. Oh, yeah, El is the, so Gatto is cat. So El Gatto is the cat. So when somebody said the Gatto, that's right, because Gatto is cat. El Gato is the cat. So this statement is completely right. It's not a doubling of the word the. Got it. Thank you, Wintermute. Frequently fixing things. So since, yeah, Josh Kinder, I was thinking I might not name him, but he sent me an email. I think it was this morning, might have been yesterday, asking a question. And I was thinking I'd respond to it. The response is not going to be very satisfying. He was asking if I think Microsoft will start Windows 12 from scratch, or will they just modify Windows 11 to make Windows 12? My honest, from the heart response for that is I don't care to give it 10 seconds of thought. I don't care about that any more than I would speculate on what one of the programmers is eating for breakfast in the morning. I so absolutely don't care about speculating what a hardware manufacturer or software manufacturer might do in the future. It has absolutely no bearing on my productivity work. Today, I'm absolutely not interested. Now, I had asked people to send me questions by email, right? So I thought, well, I don't want to sound too flippant or rude to respond to a question because it is a question for me to respond to. But this is my honest, heartfelt response. I don't care at all. I don't care 2 twits to even speculate on what they might do because it's so totally irrelevant. And there's nothing that I can do different in my life today. Even if they tell me what they're going to do. Well, no, if they tell me what they're going to do, might make a difference. But even if somebody employed by Microsoft told me what they're going to do, I wouldn't believe them because they're employees. Even the board of directors, they might make a decision on what they're going to do and they might change their minds. So until they do it, I don't care at all. Nada. Can I be more obvious about that? I'm looking at other chat messages. It's about time for me to send you off to the Ken Stout DaVinci Resolve debacle, something to that effect. A Fortnite installation on the C drive. Yes, that is the drive that I reverted back to 2 days ago. They have always modified. Don't see that stopping. If I were to take a guess, I'd think, yeah, they would modify. I don't think they would start from scratch. Now, Windows 8, you might say that was kind of from the ground up, but it really wasn't. In some ways, you could argue that it was. I had a canary version of Windows 11, likely had a very early version of Windows 12. I think more likely is you had some of the features in there, they might have been testing for Windows 12. I don't think it's fair to say that it was an early version of 12.